today, sir? We are the Group 4, and as advised, we'll be discussing about the continent North America. And without a further ado, I am Cadet Mascarinia, and I will be the first reporter of this group. So what is North America? North America is a continent entirely within the Northern Hemisphere and almost all within the Western Hemisphere. And we use the word almost since a small portion of the North America is within the Eastern Hemisphere. North America can also be described as the northern subcontinent of the Americas. In terms of its geographical location, North America is bordered to the north by the Arctic Ocean, to the east by the Atlantic Ocean, to the southeast by the South America and the Caribbean Sea, and to the west and south by the Pacific Ocean. And although considered as a European country, Greenland is included as part of North America geographically. Furthermore, North America is also generally referred to as the New World, the Western Hemisphere, the Americas, or simply America. Additionally, the Northern America or the North America is described as comprising of three areas which was formally recognized by the United Nations. And these areas are the Northern America, which is the northernmost subregion of North America, the Central America, which is considered also as the Middle America in relation to its geographical location between North and South America, and lastly the Caribbean, which is a region of the Americas that comprises the Caribbean Sea, its surrounding coast, and its islands. These three areas was formally defined by the United States Statistics Division. And furthermore, talking about the geographical information, North America covers an area of about 24,709,000 square kilometers, or 9,540,000 square miles, and also about 16.5% of the Earth's land area and about 4.8% of its total surface. North America is considered as the third largest continent by area, following Asia and Africa, and the fourth by the population after again Asia, Africa, and Europe. The main languages in North America is English, Spanish, and French. The most dominant language is obviously English. Mostly are Spanish since there are a lot of Latin people, and French. French because there are areas in North America that are owned by the French government. And additionally, a little bit of its history. North America was reached by its first human populations during the last glacial period, or the Ice Age. This was via crossing the Bering Land Bridge. And if you don't know, the Bering Land Bridge is an area during the Ice Age where during lowered sea levels, it was believed that between Asia and America, a land existed. And this was the Bering Land Bridge. And also, approximately, this was 40,000 to 17,000 years ago. And those human populations are so-called the Paleo-Indian. And now, later, the name Americas was usually accepted as having been named after the Italian explorer Amerigo Vespucci by the German cartographer Martin Waldseemüller. This was so because Vespucci was the first European to suggest that the Americas were not the East Indies but a different landmass, previously unknown by the Europeans. And then, Waldseemüller used the Latinized version of Vespucci's name, which is Americus Vespucius, to come up with the name America. And also, Waldseemüller produced a world map in which he placed the word America in the continent of South America in the middle, which is today known as Brazil. Now talking about the countries. Technically, There are 48 territories or areas in the Northern American continent. But, however, despite of having 48 territories, only 23 are of American continent legally or politically. And if you can see in the table, there are 48 areas shown in the table, and if you look closely on the names of the country or territory, below it have the name of the countries France, the Netherlands, United Kingdom, Venezuela, and Colombia. This was so because these areas was colonized by these countries way back in history. And these were the 23 countries of North America. North America is again the third largest continent by area, following Asia and Africa. And also, North America's only land connection to South America is at the Isthmus of Darien or the Isthmus of Panama. Geographically, the North American continent has many regions and sub-regions, and the north of the continent maintains many recognized regions. And one of these are United States and Canada. Okay, and furthermore, the term North America is sometimes used to refer only to Mexico, Canada, United States, and Greenland, although Greenland is a European country. Then, again, the southern part of the North America continent is composed of two regions, which is the Central America and the Caribbean. Lastly, another information, the term Northern America, for some people, refers to the northernmost countries and territories of North America only. And these northernmost countries or territories are the United States, the Bermuda, St. Pierre and Miquelon, Canada, and Greenland, without having Mexico. And although the term does not refer to a unified region, Middle America are groups composed of Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. So, now, talking about the population of North America, as of May 2021, there are 591 million people. And if you can see in the table, specifically, the specific number of population is 591,901,698, which is as of May 11, 2021. With this, again, North America is the fourth most populous continent after Asia, Africa, and Europe. And its most populous country is obviously the United States, with 329.7 million persons. The second largest country is Mexico, with a population of 112.3 million, and Canada, which is the third most populous country with 37 million. And if you see, there's a large gap of quantity. And majority of the Caribbean island or nations have national populations under a million, though Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago each have populations higher than a million. Additionally, interesting fact, Greenland has a small population of 55,984 persons, considering its massive size. Therefore, it has the world's lowest population density, considering the area of its landmass. So, while the United States, Canada, and Mexico maintain the largest populations, there are also large city populations that are not restricted to those nations. There are also large cities in the Caribbean, and the largest cities in North America by far. This topic regarding the most populated cities will be discussed shortly.
Good day, sir. I am Cadet Pitalcorin Sagi RNA, And to continue the report, my topic is the largest and smallest country. So, North America is the third largest continent by area, following Asia and Africa, occupying the northern part of the large supercontinent known as Americas or New World. North America is surrounded by the Arctic Ocean from the north and by the Atlantic Ocean from the east, by the Pacific Ocean from the west and south. It has an overland border with South America continent, which runs along the state boundary between Panama and Colombia. So first, how many countries are there in North America? So officially, there is 23, plus there are also few dependent territories, which don't make a cut as they are not officially a country, like the British Virgin Islands or BVI for example. So, guess which is the largest in the 23 official countries of the North America? So, it is Canada. It is the largest country in the North America, which spans over 9,984,670 square kilometers or 3,854,083 miles square. So, if you imagine that, Canada really is a huge country. In fact, it is 33 times bigger than our homeland, the Philippines. Its 10 provinces and 3 territories extend from the Atlantic to the Pacific and northward into the Arctic Ocean, making it the world's second largest country by total area. Canada is divided into 7 main landform regions. They include the Canadian Shield, the Great Lakes, the St. Lowlands, the Inuitian Mountains, the Interior Plains, the Western Cordillera, the Hudson Bay, Arctic Lowlands, and the Appalachian region. Next, the second position is followed by the United States of America at 3,796,742 square miles or 9.8 million square kilometers. It is the second largest country in North America. It is as large as also 32 Philippine countries in total. So US is just slightly smaller than Canada. And yes, it is still a big country in terms of geographic area. The United States of America is the world's third largest country in size, located in North America. The country is bordered on the west by the Pacific Ocean and to the east by the Atlantic Ocean. Along the northern border is Canada, and the southern border is Mexico. There are 50 states and District of Columbia, more than twice the size of the European Union. The United States has high mountains in the west and a vast central plain. So, to proceed with the top 10 largest countries, this is the list. With Canada being the largest with almost 10 million square kilometers in area, and Dominican Republic having the 10th position with only 48,000 square kilometers in area. So much for that. Let's move on now with the smallest countries. So guess what is the smallest among the countries in North America? So, at only 261 square kilometers, St. Kitts and Nevis is the smallest country in North America. The island country is situated on the Leeward Islands and consists of 2 islands. St. Kitts and Nevis separated by a 3-kilometer wide shallow channel. Basse Terre, the capital city, is located on the island of St. Kitts. This country is so small, it can fit 370 times in Mindanao area with 97k plus kilometers square. So, but still, despite its size, they are still considered officially as a country. So, what do it take to be officially called as a country? So, it needs independency. Here's a brief history about them. St. Kitts and Nevis were among the first islands in the Caribbean to be colonized by the Europeans. St. Kitts was home to the first British and French colonies in the Caribbean, and thus has also been titled the Mother Colony of the West Indies. It is also the most recent British territory in the Caribbean to become independent, gaining independence in 1983. So, after gaining independency from the hands of the Europeans, they are officially announced as a country. So much for that. The second smallest is Grenada. It is the second smallest country in the continent of North America. In the continent, covers an area of 344 square kilometers. It is located in the southeastern Caribbean Sea and consists of the islands of Grenada and 6 other islands. St. George's is the capital of Grenada. So, Grenada is only slightly bigger than St. Kitts and Nevis with 344 kilometers square in area, which means Davao is 7 times bigger with 2,444 kilometers square in area. So much for that. Here is the top 13 list of the smallest countries in North America, with St. Kitts and Nevis being the smallest. So, as you can see in your screen right now, Canada covers majority of the land by area in this map, followed by the United States. And you can barely see where the St. Kitts and Nevis is located. But if you focus hard enough, it is said there that number 1 is the St. Kitts and Nevis. And yes, it's quite too small to be called a country. But overall, North America covers an area of about 24,709,000 square kilometers, or 9,540,000 square miles, about 16.5% of the Earth's land area, and about 4.8% of its total surface. Let's move on to the most populated city in North America. So, what country do you think would rank as number 1 in this category? So, it is Mexico. If you imagine that Mexico only has 1.9 million kilometers square of land area in the North America, not even half the size of the Canada and US. But how did it rank 1 in the most populated city? So, how did Mexico City get to be so huge? The main source of Mexico City's rapid growth in the second half of the 21st century is due to domestic migration. The metropolitan population grew from 3.1 million in 1950 to 5.5 million in 1960 and spiked to 40 million by 1980. Most of this migration was caused by Mexicans from rural areas coming into the city seeking jobs, seeking better education and a higher standard of living. So, that being said, it is the reason why they rank as number 1. With a total of 12,249,193, Mexico ranked 11 in the most populated city in the world and ranked first in North America as of 2021. So, having this issue, what's the problem with it? So, like many mega cities across the world, Mexico suffers from imbalance of having too many people and not having enough resources. That's all.
Good day, sir. I'm Cadet Palban. So today I'm going to discuss about the highest peak of North America. So highest peak of North America. With the basic knowledge from the recent discussion of Mr. Mascareña, we have learned that North America has many famous and spectacular geographical features. One of these are the Rocks and Appalachians. So highest peak of North America. So the highest peak of North America is Denali, or aka Mount McKinley. Denali is the highest mountain in North America. So the native, specifically the Huyukon Athabascan people, call the mountain Denali, which is translated as the Great Ori, or to the other linguists, the word means high or tall. This said mountain was first named as Mount McKinley in 1896 by a gold prospector, William Dickey. After President William McKinley, but some attempt to change the name, it was finally approved by President Barack Obama in August 2015 to its native name, the Mount Denali. So, where is Denali located? Denali is part of the Alaska Range and it's situated at the heart of Denali National Peak, which covers 6 million hectares of land. It is home to nearly 12,000 lakes and glaciers. So, the upper half of Denali is permanently covered by snow and many glaciers. The mountain extreme cold can reach to minus 75 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 60 degrees Celsius, can freeze a human in an instant. Okay. So, how tall is Denali? So, did you know that Denali is taller than Mount Everest? Yes, it is. This is because there is distinction or difference between measuring of high and tall. So, high mountain is determined by measuring a mountain highest point above sea level, while tallest is measured from base to summit. So, by using this measurement, Denali is taller than Mount Everest. Okay, so Denali. So, the mountain is the third most prominent and third most isolated peak on Earth, following by Mount Everest in Nepal and Aconcagua in Argentina. Each year, more than 400,000 people visit Denali National Peak and preserve mostly between May and September because May-June to May-July is the peak time for wildlife, where tourists and climbers can get a vibrant shoot of nature. And more than 32,000 people have attempted to reach the summit, but only few, around 60% success rate to the top of Denali. The next is the lake in North America. Great Lakes are chain of deep water lakes in East Central North America, comprising of 5 Great Lakes. So first, Lake Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and the last one, Ontario. So the question is, what is the largest lake in North America? So another great natural features of this continent are its lakes, especially the Great Lakes. Lake Superior is known as the largest and even one of the world's largest body of fresh water. It is derived from the French name Lac Supérieur, which means upper lake. Lake Superior is 350 miles long from east to west, and its greatest width is 160 miles, or 258 km north to south. The lake is so massive and its volume is so large that if it were to be emptied at its current rate, it would take 191 years. So next, primary inflow of Lake Superior from Nipigon, St. Louis, Pigeon, Pig, White, Michipicoten, Kaminitisquai, Ontaragon, Taquanion rivers, and its drains to St. Lawrence River. So next, what is the Lake Superior mainly used for? Lake Superior has been important lakes in the Great Lakes Gateway. It provides route for the transportation of iron ore as well as grain and other needs, and manufactured materials. Both large and small cargo vessels, called lake freighters, transport these commodities across Lake Superior. So, therefore, playing its role as a vital part of trade in North America economy. So, next, smallest lake in North America. If North America has the largest Great Lake, of course, they also have the smallest Great Lake and This is the Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario is the smallest surface area among the 5 Great Lakes, just 18,960 square kilometers or 7,340 miles. But its water runs deeply to 802 feet. So an uneructious word which means beautiful lake. This lake is an ecological wonder considering its proximity to the Atlantic Ocean, make Lake Ontario a significant corridor, gateway for transportation, water exchange, and fish migration. Not only is it home to a variety of wildlife, but Lake Ontario is home and provides dividing water to over 9 million people. Although it is the smallest of the Great Lakes where Canadians live in the Lake Ontario, water shield than any other water shield in the country, providing both recreation and livelihood. So the lake in general, it play a central role in the different of North America and for decades have attached people and industry.
So good day everyone, I am Decadetron Urban Bengal and today I will discuss about the North River System and driest place in North America. So first is the Mackenzie River. It is the longest river in the Canada and disects the Northwest Territories. It flows generally northwest into Mackenzie Bay and the Beaufort Sea. Sir Alexander Mackenzie discovered his historic river, and along its path are thick green forests and dozens of major lakes. It's 1,200 miles and 1,800 kilometers in length. Then combined with the tributaries, the Sleeve, Peace and Finley rivers, it extends to 2,635 miles or 4,240 kilometers length, and it becomes the second longest river in North America. It is second only to the Mississippi or Missouri River System combination at 3,877 miles or 6,236 kilometers in length. Next is the Mississippi River. It is the major river in the North America and the United States at 2,339 miles or 3,765 kilometers in length. So it flows from northwestern Minnesota south to the Gulf of Mexico, just below the city of New Orleans. So it is the significant transportation artery, and when combined with its major tributaries, the Missouri and Ohio rivers, it is become the third largest river system in the world at 3,877 miles or 6,236 kilometers in length. Next is the Missouri River. It begins in southern Montana and the Rocky Mountains, first flowing north, then generally southeast across the heart of the United States, ending at the Mississippi rivers just to the north of St. Louis, Missouri. It is the longest river in the United States. It 2,500 miles or 4,023 kilometers. Next is the Ohio River, formed by the confluence of Allegheny and Monongahela rivers in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Ohio flows generally southwest. It forms the natural borders of Ohio and West Virginia, Ohio and Kentucky, as well as parts of the borders of Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky. It empties into the Mississippi River at the Illinois border and is 975 miles or equivalent of 1,569 kilometers long. Then next, the Rio Grande. It is one of the longest river in North America at 1,885 miles or 3,034 kilometers. It is began in the San Juan Mountains of southern Colorado. The flows south through New Mexico. It forms the natural borders between Texas and the country of Mexico as it flows southeast to the Gulf of Mexico. Then in Mexico, it is known as Rio Bravo del Norte, used for drinking water by both countries. The river is becoming more polluted as population centers that the rivers grow in size and the dump sewage and pesticides into the water. The next is the St. Lawrence River. This river flows northeast out of Lake Ontario and on the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It is 760 miles or about 1,225 kilometers in length and permits the passage of the deep water shift between the Atlantic Ocean and the Great Lakes. It includes a series of man-made canals, locks and dams, and considered one of the most vital shipping routes on the planet. Additional details of St. Lawrence River and Great Lakes. Then, next is the Yukon River. It begins in the northwest edge of the Yukon Territory of Canada and then flows northwest across in the borders in Alaska. Then this massive river continues southwest across central Alaska, ending at the Bering Sea. Even at a length of 1,265 miles or 2,035 kilometers, most of it is unnavigable. However, it remains frozen from October through mid of June. Next is the driest place in North America, the Death Valley. Death Valley is the hottest and driest place in North America due to its lack of surface water and low hour relief. It is frequently the hottest spot in the United States that many tabulation of the highest daily temperatures in the country commit Death Valley as a matter of course. So, on the afternoon of July 10, 1913, the United States Weather Bureau recorded a high temperature of 134 degrees Fahrenheit and or 56.7 degrees Celsius at Greenland Ranch, now called Furnace Creek in the Death Valley. This temperature stands as the highest ambient air temperature ever recorded at the surface of the Earth. A report of temperature of 58 degrees Celsius or 136.4 degrees Fahrenheit recorded in Libya in 1922 was later determined to be inaccurate. Daily summer temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius or greater are common as well as below freezing night temperature in the winter. July is the hottest month with an average high of 115 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius and an average low of 88 degrees Fahrenheit or 31 degrees Celsius. December is the coldest month with an average of high 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius and an average low of 39 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. The record low is 15 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 9.4 degrees Celsius. That should be all and thank you.
Good day, I'm Cadet Sabandal and I am here to discuss about the general climate of North America. So in North America, it has a variety of climate, from the dry, bitter cold of Arctic to the steamy heat of the tropics. Most part of the rest of North America is cold in the winter and warm in the summer, with moderate precipitation. Some areas have mild winters and long hot summers, and others have harsh winters and short summers. The continent of North America contains every climate zone, since it covers a broad area. It also able to be in different parts of the world that are going to have different hotter or cold temperatures, wetter or drier environments, and therefore it encompasses all climate zones. There are tropical rainforests and savannas in the lowland of Central America. You've got tropical rainforest, the lushy greeny, lots of rain, and savannas, wide open grasslands where mainly grass, but other things can grow. So next, we are going to talk about the people of North America, which is the literacy rate and pre-occupation. So literacy rate is very important information about the nation. The literacy rate of whole US is 99%, but specifically in North America, the average literacy rate from 2019 base is 86.5%. In North America, having 83.024% average from females and 89.933% for males. So in North America, the highest value was in Costa Rica with 97.86% of total average, and lowest value was in Honduras, which is 87.21% of total average. So next, for the pre-occupation, the settlement of Americas is widely accepted to have begun when Paleolithic hunter-gatherers entered North America from the North Asian mammoth steppe by the Beringia Land Bridge, which had formed between northeastern Siberia and western Alaska due to the lowering of sea level during the last glacial maximum. These populations expanded south of the Laurentide ice sheet and spread rapidly throughout both North and South America by 14,000 years ago. The earliest population in Americas before roughly 10,000 years ago are known as Paleo-Indians. So, in North America, agriculture shared a very big impact in the occupation of North Americans before even up to date. This is because of its fertile soil, plentiful fresh water, oil, and mineral deposits, and forests. With strong domestic and export economy focused on the abundant array of natural resources, North America has become one of the most developed regions in the world throughout different agricultural opportunities. So to continue the report, we are going to talk about the major languages spoken by the most people of North America. North America is home to a large number of English, Spanish, and French speakers thanks to colonization. But it's also a melting pot as over time, migrants from all over the world have moved to continents and planted their roots. The most spoken languages in North America are English, Spanish, and French. These numbers include all speakers of each language, not just native speakers, and all the data comes from Ethnologue. Although United States does not have an official language, the most commonly used language is English, specifically American English, which is the national language and the only one spoken at home by approximately 78% of the US population. So first is English. English with approximately 317 million speakers. English easily comes in at number 1 on the list of most spoken languages in North America. As you might expect, the largest number of English speakers live in the United States which is about 309 million, followed by Canada, 26.4 million, then Mexico, 350,000, and a sprinkling of speakers across the Central America and island of Caribbean. So the second is Spanish. Spanish is the second most spoken language in North America. Again, this doesn't come as much as a surprise. About 121 million Spanish speakers live in Mexico, which is actually home to more Spanish speakers than Spain. The United States have the second largest number of Spanish speakers, which is 58 million, followed by Cuba, 11 million, and the Dominican Republic, which is 9 million. The rest of the countries in Central America and a few of the Caribbean islands. So the third is French. French comes in the third on the list, but it has far fewer speakers than Spanish, approximately 16.4 million. The majority of French speakers in North America live in Canada, which is 10 million, and Haiti, which is 4.3 million. The United States is home to a little over a million francophones.
I'm Cadet Saya, and this is my part, the most dominant religion in North America. Religion in North America spans the period of Native American dwelling European settlement and the present day, and various faiths have been a major influence on art, culture, philosophy, and law. Between them, the United States, Mexico, Canada account for 85% of population of North America. Religion in each of these countries is dominated by Christianity, making it the largest religion in North America. So Christianity in North America counts 74.6%, and unaffiliated religion is 19.2%, and other religion is 6.2%. Next is special features of their culture. Native American cultures across the United States are notable for their wide variety and diversity of lifestyle, regalia, art forms, and beliefs. The culture of indigenous North America is usually defined by the concept of the pre-Columbian culture area, namely a geographical region where shared cultural traits. The Northwest culture area, for example, shared common traits such as salmon fishing, woodworking, large villages or towns, and hierarchical social structure. Though cultural features, language, clothing, and custom variety enormously form from one tribe to another, there are certain elements which encountered frequently and shared by many tribes. Early European American scholars described the Native Americans as having society dominated by clans. So European colonization of the Americas had a major impact on Native American culture, though what is known as the Columbian Exchange. The Columbian Exchange, also known as the Columbian Interchange, was the widespread transfer of plants, animals, culture, human populations, technology, and ideas between Americans and the Old World in the 15th and 16th century. Following Christopher Columbus' 1492 voyage, the Columbian Exchange generally had a destructive impact on Native American culture, though the seas had a clash of cultures whereby European values of private property, the family, and the labor led to conflict, appropriation of traditional communal lands, and slavery. In the early years, as these native people encountered European explorers and settlers and engaged in trade, they exchanged food, crops, and furs for blankets and steel implements, horses, trinkets, firearms, and alcoholic beverage. Today, while remaining faithful to their traditions, Native American cultures continue to evolve and adapt the changing circumstances.
So, good day, sir. So now I will going to report the North America's natural resources. The North America's natural resources has five natural resources. So first is the agriculture. So from the freezing Arctic to the tropical jungles of Central America, North America enjoys more climate variation than any other continent. Almost every type of ecosystem is presented somewhere on the continent, from coral reefs in the Caribbean to the ice sheet in Greenland. Next is the forestry. Forestry is a major economic activity of much of North America. In the United States, the timber industry is strong in the Pacific Northwest, the Gulf states, and South Atlantic coastal plains. In Canada, forestry is a major industry in the provinces of Quebec, Ontario, and British Columbia. Next is the mining. So, extractive activities such as mining and drilling dominate the North American economy. Mining provides billions of dollars and millions of jobs throughout the continent. North America is a leading producer of coal used in energy production. Bauxite used to create aluminum, iron and copper both used in construction, and nickel used to create steel, which North American companies export around the world. Next is drilling. So drilling, North America is home to vast deposits of oil and natural gas, which are drilled for energy and fuel. Oil and gas extraction are key elements of North America's economy. The United States, Canada, and Mexico are among the world's top oil producers. So next is the North America's man-made attraction. So first man-made attraction is the Mount Rushmore. So the giant granite heads of 4 U.S. presidents make up one of the most recognizable landmark in the entire nation. Mount Rushmore located in Black Hills region of South. And next, the Golden Gate Bridge. Bike or drive across or take a ferry under the Golden Gate Bridge, the icon of San Francisco. Heralded as one of the top 10 construction achievement of 20th century. And the bridge spans of the Golden Gate Strait, the 3-mile-long channel between San Francisco Bay and the Pacific Ocean. In 2013, 38 billion vehicles crossed the bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge was our first non-building structure to receive the Distinguished Building Award. To clinch our list, it has even been declared one of the wonders of the modern world by the American Society of Civil Engineers. Next is the Space Needle. The Golden Gate Bridge into San Francisco as the Space Needle is to settle. Standing 605 feet tall, the Space Needle is a landmark of the Pacific Northwest. Visitors can make their way up to the observation deck, where they are nothing short of breathtaking. The fourth one is the Brooklyn Bridge. Designed by the John Roebling in 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge is one of the oldest suspension bridges in the U.S. The bridge, a National Historic Landmark, connects the borough of Manhattan and Brooklyn by stretching over the Easter River. It has mean span of 1,525.5 feet and was the first steel-wire suspension bridge ever constructed. The last one is the Washington Monument. The Washington Monument was constructed between 1848 and 1887. As a tribute to George Washington, the prolonged construction was due to lack of funds and uncertainty about the survival of American Union. So proceed to the so next is the North America's natural wonders. There are five natural wonders. First is the Death Valley, nestled in the listening golden sands of the desert and blanket of Arizona. Nevada border, Death Valley is one of the most extreme but beautiful places in the whole of the U.S. Second is the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is one of the most remarkable natural treasures on the planet, attracting more than 5 billion visitors every year. This enormous park, which is characterized by its jaw-dropping, plunging canyon, covers an expanse of rugged terrain stretching among almost 5,000 square kilometers. Next is the Florida Everglades. So, a watery wilderness that covers thousands of square kilometers of Florida Everglades are a breathtaking beauty spot, offering an array of activities, a fascinating network of wetland, waterways, and subtropical forests. This is a unique wonder that offers all kinds of action-packed adventure and wildlife spotting opportunities. Fourth is the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Comprising a cluster of stunning tropical islands, Hawaii is an always aspiring holiday destination, offering everything from glimmering white sand beaches and crystal clear water to cosmopolitan cities, and one of the most intriguing national parks in the U.S. And the last is the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, officially America's most visited national park. The Great Smoky Mountain welcomes more than 11 million people every year. This park is a treasure trove of hiking trails, iridescent meadows, rumbling rivers, and tumbling falls. A fabulous place to enjoy a great outdoors. That's all. Thank you.